as I stated before, we're going to be going over certain holidays. Just about every single holiday you can think of, and we're going to get into the origins of all this. I am hoping that at the end this challenges you. Not to go out and have me shot, but challenges you as a Christian, your conviction, your dedication to Christ. There are 8 nights of human sacrifice on the Illuminati's calendar. Starting from the top, December 21st is the night of Yule. It moves down to Imbolg, Ostara, Beltane, Litha, Lughnasadh, Mabon, and finally Samhain. Now the reason December 21st is at the top is because according to the Celtic calendar, this is the calendar that the Illuminati uses to this very day, the last day of the old year is October 31st. It begins on November 1st, the new year. Now you're going to find out this will have great significance. We will be getting to that. As we look through these nights, you're going to find interesting things are happening to them. If you recall in Genesis chapter 1, I believe it's verse 16, the reason God put the sun, the stars, the planets up in heaven was for us to measure the seasons by and to watch out for certain signs. This was a very specific purpose God put them there. And look at this. The winter solstice, the spring equinox, the summer solstice, and the autumnal equinox. Those are the seasons we're supposed to measure on the calendar. And yeah, look at what the occultists did. Already they started perverting it by putting those nights of human sacrifice right on them. And mind you, those 4 nights that line up with the 4 seasons, those are the minor ones. That's to say, almost as if to say, well, God is so minor in his plans that we're not even going to bother to recognize them with the major holidays. Nevertheless, these holidays constitutes already a perversion of our calendar. And you're going to see just how bad this has really gotten. Starting with December 21st. From December 21st down to February 1st, there was a 6-week period. From February 1st to March 21st, there was a 7-week period. Then notice how the pattern keeps repeating itself. 6, 7, 6, 7, all the way down. And there is a very good reason for this. You will also note that those groupings of 6 and 7 constitute sets of 13s, 4 13s to be specific. And you're going to see this pattern repeated as we go along. How many people have heard of numerology before? Just raise your hand, please. Right. We all know that numerology is where you take numbers and you assign them to specific letters. There was another system in the occult that's known as gematria. Gematria will give you the definition to all the different numbers. For instance, 19 is the number for faith, 35 is the number for hope, so on and so forth. The ones we want to concentrate on is the number 6, 7, and 13. 6 is the number for man, 7 is the number for God, and 13 is the number for depravity and rebellion. It's very important to remember this, because when we look at this, these calendars, you're going to find out that by using this numerical pattern, what they are actually stating is that through depravity and rebellion, they're placing man above God. And isn't this exactly what had happened in the great war in heaven when Lucifer and his followers were thrown out? He wanted to be God. It was through rebellion that he was thrown out. And if you remember, the scripture even tells us, for witchcraft is as the sin of rebellion. On this next transparency, we're going to add a couple things. Notice Yule, December 21st at the top. Right next to it, you're going to see Christmas. After that, you drop down to Groundhog's Day, which is on another night of human sacrifice, this one being Imbolg. May Day, on the humanite sacrifice of Beltane, and Halloween on the humanite sacrifice of Samhain. These are just some of the holidays, some of the major ones that we celebrate. And can you see how they're already lining up with these occult Sabbaths? And you're going to find out that there was a reason. As we go through this, you will also note we're going to add different ones to it. This time, we will add Inauguration Day, January 20th, Valentine's Day, February 14th, April Fool's Day, Independence Day, July 4th, July 19th, 1996, which was the Olympic Games. You will note that the next Olympic Games is going to be on the humanite sacrifice of Mabon in the year 2000. Now, there's something strange going on with the Olympic Games. How many of you can recall the way that they started the 1992 Olympic Game openings? Does anyone recall what they did? They had an archer take an arrow, and he had it lit, and he shot it into the air. It arced over and landed in the traditional Olympic bowl. This reminded me of the story of Prometheus, how he stole fire from the gods. Take a good look at this next transparency. You will notice that red spiraling object on top of the tower. That is the new Olympic bowl. Do you know what the papers were calling that? That was being referred to as the Olympic cauldron. And it was being properly referred to as a cauldron for some very specific reasons. First of all, just by looking at it, you can tell that this cauldron is a red one. It had to be red because the first family of the Illuminati, the head of it to this very day, Lord James Rothschild himself, his name Rothschild from the German means red shield. Second of all, you will notice how that cauldron is spiraling down and inwardly. There's a very good reason for that. When witches, especially those in the Illuminati, are concluding a lot of their ceremonies, they will dance in a spiraling formation. The reason it spirals inward is because they're bringing together, supposedly, great metaphysical energies to where at the end of the ceremony they will release all this through the cone of power, and then it will go out to do whatever they want it to do. It's for this reason that they do that spiraling, because of the spiral dance. Those jet flames up there, there were 18 of them. The reason there was 18 because it constitutes the triplicity of their favorite number, 6 plus 6 plus 6. That's why there was 18. Now, in the occult world, there are two gods, the god and the goddess. Semiramis is the goddess. Her son/husband, Nimrod, is the god. Now, when you see the crescent moon, this is the oldest symbol that recognizes the goddess, or Semiramis. When you see the five-pointed star, you're looking at what's known as a pentagram. This is the symbol for Nimrod. Now, when you see the crescent moon and the five-pointed star in the center of it, you are looking at the oldest sign in existence that symbolizes both God and goddess, Semiramis and Nimrod. If you will look right here, you will notice this is a crescent moon. And you will see the five-pointed star sitting right in it. If we were to take that out, you would see another crescent moon here with a second star right above it. And then after that, the last crescent moon under the bottom with that yellow star up there. This